Welcome to the Future Today, where we talk about how today is shaping the future. And I want to talk about today the expiry of the future contracts for Bitcoin. This is going on right now, and we can see it in the minute candles here on TradingView. So once a month, at the end of the month, all the futures contracts come up, and most of the future contracts for this month were set to expire at about 26,500. As you can see, we've beaten that. So all this movement, all this volatility, ranging all the way up to 27,100, all the way down to 26,700. All this volatility leads up to this moment. Do we have volume? Let's see. Right now, hovering about 26,905. Not a lot of volume. Seems like a null event. But what does this all mean? Well, let's see if we get any movement as I discuss this. CME futures contracts come up at the end of the month, every month, in case you're wondering. And in this case, we had a lot of options built in at the 26,500 range. Millions of dollars of options, perhaps billions, built in at the 26,500 range. Well, we never came close to that. Now that these options have expired, that should lead to less downward pressure on Bitcoin. How does this all work? Well, since there's no spot ETF for Bitcoin, many of the large institutional investors can benefit from the upside of Bitcoin by investing in the futures rather than investing in Bitcoin itself. If there was a spot ETF, they could invest in Bitcoin proper rather than, and that way they wouldn't have to buy Bitcoin itself. But the way things are currently set up, with the SEC refusing to approve a spot ETF Bitcoin. Sorry, I was just analyzing the movements in the daily candles there, or the minutely candles there. With the SEC refusing to approve a spot ETF for Bitcoin, it makes it easier for large institutional investors to invest in the Bitcoin futures ETF, where they put less skin in the game. They benefit from the upside, but they don't have to hold any of the currency and report that on their balance sheets. I said currency, they don't have to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets. So in the immediate minutes after the expiry of the options, we're seeing a small move upward. We're probably seeing less selling pressure, and this could play out throughout the weekend. Of course, you have the CME futures gap, which will mean that Bitcoin will swing wildly this way or wildly this way, the other way over the weekend. But suddenly on Sunday at about 4 p.m. when the markets open again, you will see the pricing come back to about 26,900, which is where we're closing the week. So this is a magic little effect that a lot of traders prey on every month, and it's called the CME futures gap. So right now we're in the futures gap, and on Monday you should see everything gravitate right back to this point where we are right now. It seems as if the market kind of saw this coming and really hasn't adapted, really hasn't made very many moves. So Bitcoin for the day as of today is down 0.4%. Let's take a look at Ethereum. A lot more volatility on Ethereum. Now, there are rumors that the Ethereum spot ETF is on the way. And you've seen a lot of movement all the way up to 1670 today, all the way down to 1656. Right now, we're on an upswing. And we're looking at the 3-minute candles. Let's go to the 1-minute candles. And we have seen some upward movement since the futures trade. How about XRP? XRP up for the day, a full 4.5%. Now that would have been a pretty good bet. Full disclaimer, I'm in XRP. Solana up 1.6% on pretty light volume. Algorand, look at that. Down, big spike somewhere around here. Somewhere around 8:23 GMT. That brought the prices up, and now we're settling for 4.61% up for the day. Some of the others that I like to track, HNT has been on a tear lately. Let's zoom out and look at the. Now, if you're not familiar with the HNT product, this is a bet that smartphone networks are going to be replaced by mining of Wi-Fi connectivity. And over the last, over the last month, things have gone up for HNT. Now, HNT is fairly poorly funded for such a grand plan that they have. But over the last week or so, they've been going up. Like I mentioned, Algorand up, coming off right up at its daily highs. We're looking at the 2-hour candles now. Let's look at this in a little more granular. 5-minute candles. Yeah, we're still at a peak. Something's going on with Algorand. Looks pretty good. XTZ having a pretty good day. Tezos, the Tezos token. And that's just about it. Let's switch back one more time to Bitcoin, which is doing just about nothing. So a bit of a boring yawn of a futures close today for Bitcoin, but this is a sign of the future. And we're focused on the future today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. If you leave a comment below, I'll be sure to respond. We'll be passing along more updates as they come. And for now, be well. Enjoy the future today.